Circle it. You guys made huge waves when you left UFC to join Bellator. Rampage, we'll start with you. Why make the change now?
Well, you know, I've been fighting for a long time, and I felt like I've done a lot for this sport, and I just wanted to be treated with a little respect. You know, I've had some bad injuries lately, and I still been forced to fight. And even though I've been forced to fight, and I still show up, a lot of fighters, they pull out when they get injuries, but you know, I still go and I show up and I fight, and if I don't get the outcome that, you know what I'm saying, that's positive, or if I lose, I get ridiculed and stuff like that. You know, you shouldn't treat a professional athlete that way.
Yeah.
Because when you do this sport, and like somebody got to win and somebody got to lose, and we're the ones who got to sleep with that, and you know, it haunts you when you lose, especially to a guy that you feel like you should have beat easily or something like that. You know.
Tito, how about you? Why now?
You know, I think this is a transition. It's turn of the times, and it's time for another company to be an up-and-comer that have great fighters. They have many of champions there, and they're on Spike TV every week, and now they're having their first pay-per-view. Headline me and Rampage. You know, we had a great friendship, and we acknowledge that, but it is business. And on November 2nd, we're going to go on and we're going to put on a show for the people who buy pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, I've had some of the biggest pay-per-view buys in UFC history. Rampage has some of the biggest pay-per-view buys in UFC history, so why not even better? I've had two guys that were friends who know how to fight each other, who know how to put on a good show, give the fans what they want to see, and that's a great fight.
Yeah, we'll talk about the upcoming fight in a minute. First, Rampage, I want to get your thoughts on UFC boss Dana White.
If you cool with him, you cool with him. If you're not, then...
Are you at this point?
I don't even think about Dana.
Yeah.
He's the last thing that comes to my mind.
When you see him, will you talk to him?
If I see him, like all the stuff I've heard he's been saying since I've made the announcement that I'm with Bellator, if I see him, I just keep walking. You know, I try to stay positive.
Yeah. Tito, how about you?
You know, business is business, and he's a very holds grudges, and he gets too personal on things, and this is business. They are billionaires because it's a business. The brand of Tito Ortiz, I'm a business.
Yeah.
What I do is fighting. I support my family, as every other American in the United States. They support their family by going to work hard. And when we get cut out of the pie completely, it makes not bad decisions. And billionaires don't make billionaires, but get taken advantage of. And I will no longer get taken advantage of. Bellator has my back, and you know, they treat us right. They treat us with respect, the way we're supposed to be treated as fighters. And the fans need to see that. You know, I had propaganda and bad pain. The way Dana and the UFC had to get against me. You know, Lorenzo Fertitta always treat me really good. But Dana just holds grudges, and it is what it is. I washed my hands, I walked away from it.
Yeah.
Now it's time to do something new, do something bigger and better.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys both have a long history together. You've trained together. You're obviously friends. Never faced each other, though, before. Rampage, why now? Why get together now?
Well, you know, it's a good time right now. You know, we just signed with Bellator, and I want to help put Bellator on a map, and why not do it with a legend against, you know, somebody like Tito. He's a legend.
How do you guys put the friendship aside, though? Tito, how will you, when you step in for the fight, how will you forget about your friendship with Rampage? And Rampage, you can answer when Tito's done.
You know, I think it's business. It's strictly business. You know, I've watched a lot of his fights, and I critique him as an athlete. You know, I see what is his weaknesses, what are his strengths, how would I play against him if I ever competed against him. And, you know, for the first 8 years of our competition, we sparred against each other almost every day. We wrestled against each other. We did jiu-jitsu. Yeah. We did the things to make each other better. Now, over the last, you know, 5 years after that, we better ourselves by fighting other fighters. I beat guys that he lost to. I lost against guys that he knocked out. So there's a big difference. So I think that's what makes this match so intriguing for the fans to watch, that you want to see two of the best fighters compete against each other. I'm healthy. My mind's set on a great positive note right now. He's in a great place, and I think the fans want to see a great fight. They'll see it on November 2nd.
I think a lot of people misunderstand, even though it's MMA and it's fighting, like, you don't have to hate the guy that you fight. You know, it's like playing basketball against your friend or somebody, you know, to us, because we're fighters. You know, when we train with each other, even though we pull the punches back a little bit, we still punching and hitting each other. Me and Tito, we've hit each other for real a couple times. We've went at it before and sparring, but it's sparring, and there was no referee in there and stuff like that. But this time it's going to be in front of millions of people, and it's real. Like, to us, it's just like maybe like basketball players playing one-on-one.
It's going in and doing your job.
It's going to doing your job.
Yeah,
put on
your job.
Put on the great show. Like, you don't have to hate the guy that you're fighting, but sometimes it works if if you don't like the guy that you fight.
The natural hatred can help.
Yes.
Well, look, I know MMA fans are juiced about it. November 2nd is the date. Circle it. It's going to be fun to watch. And this should be fun, too. You guys will be taking Twitter questions during your 3 o'clock appearance on SportsCenter. So go ahead from home. Send in your questions. Use the hashtag #AskTitoAndRampage. And they'll answer some of your questions coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. Again, the fight November 2nd on pay-per-view. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having
Best
me.
of luck in early November.
Thank you much.
Bellator debuts when they square off on November 2nd. Wily veterans here. Rampage 35, Tito 38. What are you guys still fighting for?
Well, for me, it's the competition factor. I love to compete. You know, of course, going out there and trying to fight the best guy possible. And in Bellator, Rampage is that man. People want to see this fight for 15 years in the making. It's kind of Ali Frazier coming back full circle in MMA, and you got it right here.
I'm still fighting because I still love it, you know. I think I'm still young enough to be the man. Tito, on the other hand, he's 38.
I just turned 38.
Are you
So
saying he's over the hill?
He's over the hill now, 38.
we heard about that when Randy Couture said that when he was 41, he won the world title. So we'll see a difference.
You don't look nothing like Randy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you guys both are former UFC lightweight, heavyweight champions. Explain why you left UFC.
You know, I think it's just respect value, be treated the right way as professional athletes, and not taken advantage of and being bullied a lot. Getting bullied, you can only bully a person so long until they start fighting back. And situation I was in, you know, I walked away clean free, and now it's to restart my career, reinvigorate my career the right way, I think.
Oh, you know, same what he said, but, you know, I'm much more than a fighter. I like to entertain people on other levels. I like to do movies, and I like to do comedy. I like to do all different types of things, and Bellator say, oh, we'll help you out. And the other company like, no, don't do that no more. Don't do a movie no more. So, you know, it's kind of like, how you gonna tell me what to do? You ain't my daddy.
You were in a movie. You're in the A-Team. You guys have both been friends for a long time. You guys should both be facing off against one another. Why will you win this fight?
I'm going to win this fight because basically I really want to win this fight. You know, I've had some bad injuries before, and I got them corrected. I'm getting them fixed and stuff like that. I think that's it's my time to come back and show my fans that, you know, I still can do this.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm going to go and I do what I needed to do to pick him apart. I know his weaknesses, I know his strengths, and I'm a smart, strategic guy, and I'm going to stick to it. And the game plan is to win, and to win as a referee ripping me off of him. And that's my job. That's what I do.
You know, the game plan goes out the window when you get hit.
Yeah, it does.
Tito hasn't ever been hit by me for real. I always took it easy on him in sparring because, you know, I always help him train for his fight. You don't want to knock him out when you help him train for his fight.
Vice versa. It goes the same way. It'll be good. There's no pulled punches in this one, which will be great, and we're fighting for something we both love to do.
I can take a Tito shot all day. I can take Tito punches all day.
Well, let's get to some Twitter questions. A lot of fans have some questions for you. Our first question, do you think being training partners will affect the outcome of this fight?
I think it's going to make for a good fight because I know Tito always want to know if he really can beat me or not. I know this in the back of his head.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
As I said, we know each other's weaknesses. I think it'll make it a great fight because we're going to throw it. We're entertainers. We're going to throw everything against the fence, man. We're going to go for the fence. We're going to punch, try to knock each other out.
I think it's going to be
try to
like
submit each other. I'm going to try to submit him. He's going to try to knock me out. And he knows I'm going to try to take him down. I'm going to try to punch him. And I know his weaknesses. He knows my weaknesses.
I know where he's weak. I know exactly where to go to. I think it's going to be one of those chess matches.
It's going to be a chess match. You guys watch boxing, it's like watching checkers. That's just something you throw aside. Little girls play that game. You want to see a real man's game? You play chess. And that's what you'll see on November 2nd.
All right, well, and speaking of that, do you think this match coming up will be one of your favorites?
I think it'll be one of my favorites because I think we'll be bring the best out of each other. Just because we both want to win, and my game is to win.
Yeah, I think it'd be one of my favorites because, you know, this is a fight that I need for myself. Like, I always wanted to, my first fight in Bellator, I was going to make an example out of whoever my opponent going to be, and so having to beat Tito would be my first opponent.
And that brings us to our next question from our Twitter friends here. Most significant difference between Bellator and UFC?
Pertaining to what?
Maybe just the fighting style or maybe the competition.
You know, I think it really comes down to the way fighters are treated.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. to be respected, to be valued as a fighter and not a commodity, that's the way fighters should be treated.
I agree. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're human beings, and, you know, if somebody's not happy with their boss or people who write their check, you know, you should stand up for yourself. You got to look at yourself in the mirror, and us being fighters, you know what I'm saying? Me, I fight for everything. That's all I know how to do is fight, whether it's physical or mental. You know, everything with me is a fight, and I fight for everything. You know, even if I'm wrong, then you know what I'm saying, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm wrong, but I still got to give it a fighting chance, you know? Mm-hmm. And I want to be respected. I want to be treated like a person. I want to be treated like they want to be treated.
And as fighters, we need integrity. And having integrity and be able to look in the mirror and respect yourself and have your children respect you and your peers in your same type of athlete or sport respect you. We're doing our job. And I've been doing my job for over 16 years, and I'll continue doing it.
Well, and speaking to that, what fight in your careers can you compare this one to, if any?
I had so many.
I can compare this to when I fought Dan Henderson. He was a friend. I had to fight him for the unified title. Yeah. But Tito and I, we've been closer friends.
There's nothing. There's nothing compared to this at all, just because of. You understand, we grew up with each other, man.
How are you going to remain friends after this fight?
It's not a violent fight.
It's not a violent fight. It's a competition.
Yeah. I hear you.
This is not what people used to say, human cockfighting. No, this is a sport. The evolution of this sport has changed so much, and you know what? We're parents, we work, and our job is fighting. Yeah. And our job is to entertain the fans who buy the pay-per-view. Basically, November 2nd, they're going to get that.
Ask yourself, how do you remain friends with your friend that you play one-on-one with? Sure. That's how we see it. It's fighting, or we're fighters. That's what we do. You know, it's just totally, it's different in our mind than what people can comprehend from everybody asking us the same question. How you going to be friends and fight each other? Like, wow, it's just a fight.
It's going to be one heck of a fight.
It's going to be one heck of a fight.
For sure. Rampage Jackson, Tito Ortiz face-off November 2nd. Gentlemen, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Well, coming up, Johnny Football was signing his Johnny Hancock this weekend. No issues there.